Quantum Break is releasing for both Xbox One and Windows 10. So to celebrate, we are bringing you 3 of the best games with time travel powers. Oh, and for the record, yes, I do know I've missed out Life is Strange, but that's because it was in our Best Games of 2015 video. If you want to check that out, you're going to have to rewind time. Or just search for it on YouTube. And our first game this week is Day of the Tentacle Remaster, which has just been re-released thanks to Double Fine. Which is great because while it may have started to look dated, the writing and comedy is as sharp as ever. You play as the hapless Bernard, Hoagie and Laverne, who are trying to stop the evil Purple Tentacle's plans of world domination. The 3 heroes have been scattered through time by Dr. Fred Edison's faulty time machine, and you must use this fact to help you solve various puzzles that are constantly thrown at you. So, for example, to free Laverne from a future cherry tree, you must have Hoagie convince George Washington to cut down the tree in the past. The re-release's art has been lovingly recreated from the original artist's drawings, and even the voice work has seen the developer go back to the original tapes. That's right, not only does this game feature time travel, but so does this remake's development. Because this is the game these guys would have made in 1993 had they had 2016 technology. Perfect. Yes, the menu-based point-and-click gameplay feels a little dated, but the writing is sharp enough to slice off a tentacle, all of which makes Day of the Tentacle Remastered a must. Granting you multiple time-manipulating powers, Braid is a smart mix of puzzle and platform game. You play as Tim and spend the whole game trying to rescue the princess from a monster. Through each of the 6 worlds, the action plays out like a Mario game, with you stomping various enemies on your way to the goal and collecting puzzle pieces along the way. But as you may have guessed, what sets the action apart from your average platformer are its time-shifting elements. At any point you can rewind time, even after Tim dies. This means that even if you drop to your death, you can back up the action and try again. This isn't all about resetting your attempts, however, as the power to reverse time starts to stack with other abilities to offer solutions to a range of environmental puzzles. During later levels, for instance, you gain the ability to create a shadow clone of yourself that acts as you did in previous incarnations. You can then do things like using your clone as a platform to launch yourself higher into the air to reach additional collectibles. Add to this levels that see your movement through the stages affecting time, and you have an ingenious game that will have you pondering paradoxes for hours. Continuing with the theme of classic 2D action, we have Super Time Force Ultra, a high-octane 16-bit style game that is stuffed full of precision platform shooting. And it's hard. I mean old school hard, with enemies happily soaking up your bullets while you can be killed in a single shot. Don't worry though, because with the power of time, your team of heroes can level the field. You start with 3 characters, each with their own abilities. A gunner, a sniper with a ricochet shot, and a chap with a shield able to reflect incoming fire. The goal is then to make it through the level, avoiding incoming fire and taking out enemies within the tight time limit. What makes it more than just a Contra clone though, is the ability to rewind time and utilise your previous and future selves or other characters to move forward. Which is where things get really confusing, because on a rerun you can save the life of someone who previously died, allowing them to be used again and save your life in the future. Gah! With characters being added to your squad as you jump through time, understanding all of their abilities becomes vital to solving these action-focused time continuum conundrums. This all comes to a head during boss battles when the time mechanics become essential as you run multiple characters at these massive beasts to take them down in under 60 seconds. It's amazingly frantic fun, but not recommended if you enjoy time to think. That's it for this week, which I am surprisingly happy about, because next week I get to celebrate the release of Dark Souls 3 by looking at 3 Dark Souls style games. I just wish that I could time travel 1 week into the future so I could start playing it today. Until then, remember to comment, like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in 7 days.